Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your boy's show, The Grandioso, aka The Italian Stallion. And today, I wanted to talk about a very important topic. It is the topic of learning to be by yourself. So let's go back in time, right? A couple years, a little story time, right? So when I was about 16, 17, I was a real skinny dude. Long hair, curly hair, you know what I'm saying? Going around with some bandanas in my head, smoking joints. I was addicted to fucking around, bro. That's what it really was. I was addicted to fucking around, right? And at a certain point in my life, I was feeling lost. I was feeling unmotivated. I was feeling unsatisfied. I was feeling lost in my life, really. And I always used to work out, but it was always, it was a very blunt workout. Plus I was smoking and working out together. It just wasn't it, man. My life just wasn't it. I wasn't going up, man. I was staying in a straight thin line, and that's all I was doing. I wasn't getting better at nothing. I wasn't reading books. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't doing nothing. I was aware of some spiritual realities, but I never tapped in to none of these, right? So about a year ago, I decided to change my life. And little by little, I look back and I completely changed my life in the past, I'd say 12 months, I decided to go solo. What does going solo mean? It means following the path by yourself. Following the path of your life by yourself. I detach myself from my friends, or what I used to call friends. I don't call them friends no more. I started doing the things little by little that got me into having the right mindset. So what is that? I started meditating. I started reading. I started working out with more consistency. Consistency was my problem in 2024, 2025. I have switched the whole flip. I have flipped the whole switch around that. And I've been doing my best to try to keep and being consistent with as many things that I can to better my life, right? So, friends, they just hold you down, man. They hold you down. I realized that the reason why I used to smoke weed was because I was a hyperactive kid always. I was always trying to bounce around, trying to do this, do that, always trying to play sports, play fucking 6 hours at the playground. Always want to go shoot hoops, always want to do this, want to do that. So, when I had all that energy channeled up and I didn't know what to do with it, and weed was presented to me, it was perfect, because when I was with my friends, I always used to want to do stuff, but they would always smoke. And consequently, the smoking, they would want to fuck around and not do nothing. So what I decided to do, I decided to very smartly, start smoking. Because smoking will slow me down and it will get me to their pace. It will get me to a state of being that is quote unquote regular. That's regular with the society that we live in, So I started smoking, man, and that went on for about a year and a half. And I was able to stop thanks to martial arts. I started doing Muay Thai and then boxing, and that really changed my life. If I have to be real, it really changed my life because I got so focused on that. I was hitting the gym 5 days a week, about 2-3 hours a day, and my life was very structured. I was working because I quit school. I dropped out. I was working in the daytime from maybe 8 to 4 p.m. And then I would go at 6 p.m. to the gym, and I would stay there until 9 p.m. and then I would come back home and I would sleep and I would just repeat the whole cycle, right? And so through that, I learned to quit weed and I learned to have a little balance in my life, you know. And as time went on, I started implementing, you know, meditation, reading, and eventually I just started working out on a daily basis, you know. And I feel like this version of myself has been the highest version of myself ever. I feel confidence in me at the moment that is absolutely, it's unbreakable, man. It's really unbreakable. I could talk to anybody. I got great social skills. You know, I can just feel, man. I can just feel there's a higher power within me that's flowing through me. And you know, being by myself played a big part in that, because it taught me to be bored, you know, being okay in the mundane. And it's like, really, I just feel great now. I don't even want to have friends no more. I don't really want to hang out with nobody no more. It's really rare that I go out with somebody. You know, I do believe I have to find a balance in that as well. But I'm just so good. Like, once you learn to be good by yourself, you don't want to go back, because you can just realize that, why the hell do I want to go out there and do this and maybe go out, you know, travel 30 minutes to go see some people, when I can just get the same feeling by being by myself home alone. So, you know, that's really what it is. For me, being by myself taught me a whole lot. I do believe it's going to be one of the factors to my great success. Great success will strive upon me. Greatness is upon me. And, you know, just learn to be relentless, man. Learn to be consistently hard, man. Really don't give a fuck about nobody, man. And just go with the grind, man. Go with the grind, because once you get that self-knowledge, that self-mastery game, which is something that I still haven't acquired 100%, because I got a couple things that I'm trying to fix still. But knowing that I'm working towards that every single day just gives me that, man, it gives me that push, man. I know can't nobody mess with me, man, because I'm just so self-centered, man. I'm so self-centered. It's like I'm in tune with a higher power. I don't know, man. It's just something that when you dissipate your energy to all these people, you are not able to focus and really, you know, really have this energy within, you know? So, learn to be by yourself, man. Read books, meditate, you know, do solo workouts, shit, do even group workouts, but just learn to be by yourself, man. Learn about yourself. You know, and don't listen to what anybody else is saying, because the most important voice is the voice that you get from yourself, from within. So try new things, man. The reason why I went to a seminar, you know, a while ago was because I wanted to try new things, man. You got to try new things, because sometimes you get bored in your daily routine. Sometimes you got to move places, man. Sometimes you got to change city. Sometimes you got to move out your mom's house. You know? But just that feeling you get. Learn to be by yourself, man. And this is very important, man. And it's very important for anybody that wants to have success, because once you get success, everybody's going to want to be around you. And that is the moment when it will be most required for you to stay by yourself, because you're going to have to distance and learn to filter the fake from the real, and the real are going to be very few. Until next time, subscribe, like, share my video. It's your boy Grandioso, and I'm out, man.